It's Mick Tully here with Woma TV with the one and only Rory MacDonald. Rory, it's great to see you here in the UK. You've got a big fight coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about your plans for Paul Daley?
Yeah, big fight here. First fight in Bellator. It's with Killer and Paul Daley. So I'm looking forward to making a statement against him and putting him away.
Yeah, as I said, from a fan's point of view, it's going to be a huge fight. If you don't mind me asking you personally, why did you move to Bellator?
You know what? I was in contract negotiation with UFC and all the other promotions out there, and Bellator stepped up, and and also they just seemed like they were going to give me the right opportunities, keep me busy, and put me out there.
Yeah.
They want to use me in their big fights, and that's what I'm looking for.
Well, you see, this is you were a huge rising star. Back in the days when you were Aries first, and then the Red King days, right? The last two fights. So the losses, how's that affected you in your training?
It's got me hungry.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I feel like I have to redeem myself. I feel like I slipped up in my career a little bit. Obviously it was a close fight with Robbie. It was in a war.
Yeah.
But my last fight was, it was a terrible fight. One of the worst in my career. So, not that I really took any damage or anything really like that. It was just, it's just not a good fight. I didn't like it. I didn't have fun in there. I didn't show who I was, and for me that's a disappointment and a personal loss.
Yeah, because Paul Daley actually mentioned that, but in a very good way. That he said, looking at it as a fan, and I did as well. I'm showing my age here now. My sons are huge fans of yours, right? And they were like, "This doesn't look like Rory MacDonald." What was that down to?
Just training. I had trained for the fight, worrying about the strengths of my opponent rather than just working on my own and putting it on the guy. So that was just it was a big mistake. I got it in my head a little bit too much that I have to work like a karate guy, but that's just not who I am and not how a fighter should be training. And big lesson learned.
Well, that's it. I've always seen you as a banger. I've lived from day one. I'm a real fanboy when it comes to it. But do you think maybe that starting so young that you might have peaked a little bit and then?
No, absolutely not. I'm still
no.
I'm feeling at my physical best now.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean like meeting a plateau and then going back up again, right?
You know what? I feel like I'm hitting my stride now. Sometimes you have to lose a couple to grow.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely where I'm at. I've had a long career for sure. I've been fighting since I was 16 years old as a pro. So it's been a long road, but everything I've learned over the years, all the experiences, is giving me maturity. It's giving me ring maturity. A lot of experience in there. So like the opponent, he's had over 50 MMA fights.
He's been around.
Yeah. So this is one thing you can't learn, you can't teach, is experience.
Yeah.
And now that I have that, I'm 27 years old and I'm hitting my physical peak. So I'm going to carry all that experience into my fights for the rest of my career.
Well, another very well-known Canadian MMA fighter has just come back on the scene, and there's always been comparisons between you and Georges St Pierre.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future, would you like to see a match up there?
No, I mean, we've always agreed that we would never fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, you learn something new every day, right?
Yeah.
And finally, my final question is, right, as a Canadian, how come you never took up hockey instead of MMA?
Well, I did. I was a hockey player until I was like 13 or 14, and that's when I found martial arts, so I kind of threw that away and started training.
Were you a D-man?
A what?
Defenseman?
No, I was a goal scorer. I was
really?
Yeah, I was a forward.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you are. Well, thank you very much for your time.
All right,
thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.